What is going on, guys? Hope you are well, and thank you for turning up again to one of my videos. I know I don't take it for one bit for granted that you guys are turning up and watching my stuff. Thank you. I wanted to say that before we do anything else. Today, I wanted to share with you a study that I came across, which I think is very, very valid to what I'm currently doing with this journey with muscle versus marathon. I want to talk you through the study, how that applies to myself, and potentially how you guys, if you're doing anything similar, how you can apply it to yourself too. So the study summary, in simple terms, let's have a look at what they did first. So they first looked at 5,205 adults or runners over 18 months, and they tracked their running with GPS data. Now, what did they find? The biggest predictor of injury wasn't weekly mileage, but how much longer any single run was compared to what they've done recently. So what did they find? Increasing over longest run in the last 30 days, these were the results. Plus 10% to 30% longer increased risk of injury by 64%. Plus 30% to 100% longer increased the risk of injury by 52%. And more than double, more than 100%, increased the risk of injury by 128%. So the key takeaways was sudden jumps in your long run distance versus your recent history were far more predictive of injury than your total weekly mileage. So what does all of this mean practically? Try to keep each long run within 10% of your longest run in the last 30 days. In other words, avoid what we call hero days that are way out of line with what your body has recently adapted to. How does this now apply to me and my current situation? I'm currently doing 2 runs per week. I'm doing a short, easy run, which is around 2 to 4.5 miles, and a long run building up in distance. The latest I've done so far was 6 miles. Additionally, I'm doing low impact aerobic work, mainly commuting bike rides, 15 minutes to work, 15 minutes back. And then sometimes I do a bit SkiErg, zone 2, and sprint protocols, which I've done ad hoc here or there. And then I've got my strength sessions, which are full body sessions at the moment, 3 times per week. So how does this matter to me? And this is really what it comes down to. How can I apply this to my current situation? So my marathon prep is still very, very early in what I'm trying to do. Very early. October, half marathon, April next year, full London marathon. That means my 30-day rolling max is currently 6 miles. So my next long run should ideally stay under that by 10%. Okay, so not much more. So maybe my max would be at the most 7 miles at the most for me. So jumping straight into, say, for example, 8 miles or 9 miles will be too much of an increase, too much of a spike, dramatically raising my injury risk, especially according to this study that we're talking about. So this is why it's important to have a good plan for your runs, so then we minimize the risk of injury, which is the goal really in the long runs, to be healthy and be able to do this. Another really important factor for me specifically, and this study only tracked running, but I also have significant additional load from lifting heavy weights, specifically my full body sessions, which are lasting anything between an hour and an hour and a half. I do some SkiErg stuff, some HIIT once a week maybe here or there, but the majority I'm doing a lot of cycling volume, quite a few miles a week. And that means my total musculoskeletal load is a lot higher than just a pure runner. So my tissues may accumulate more fatigue in a different way than what this study showed. So for me, I need to be even more cautious about sudden jumps in my runs and in my activity levels, and I really need to monitor things so then I minimize the risk of injury as much as possible, because my goal is to be able to run this marathon without having many issues injury-wise. So in a nutshell, I've got to respect the progression. Small, consistent increases in the runs, paired with smart, low-impact cardio and strength training. And this hopefully will keep me on track for the marathon without breaking down on the way there. So hopefully this has been useful for you guys. I'm about to jump and do the SkiErg. I've talked about this one before as well in previous video. I'm not going to talk about this now. I've covered the study that shows this is one of the best ways to increase VO₂max. I'm about to do that right now. So I'm going to record that and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Guys, we're here for one reason only, to raise money for the British Heart Foundation. Be sure to go to the link below and make sure you donate. Even £1 helps. So thanks again for watching. Like, comment, share, and I'll see you on the next video. Catch you soon. So I'm about to use the SkiErg for this protocol. First of all, I'm going to warm up 5 minutes of just easy pace on a SkiErg. Now I'm going to include 2 to 3 5-second short sprints to just get my CNS firing, and then I'm going to go for the 2 sprints with the rest. So the rest is, it's going to be 20 seconds all out with 2 minutes and 40-second rest, just twice. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but this study has proven this to be a fantastic way of building up that VO₂max. So let's go. 2 rounds, 1 round done, 1 more round. Let's go.